Alright, so I thought I would do a little demonstration tonight since I'm doing my own personal work on my cane and do a little test of uploading content onto the Blackboard platform. Um, Here is a piece of shaped gouged cane. This is pre-gouged that I bought. I don't mean pre-gouged like with a pre-gouger. I mean I purchased a gouged cane from Barton Cane, not Barton Cane, Tigoni cane, because I like that they do hardness testing, and I wanted some really hard cane for this tropical climate that we live in here in Miami. And I've been shaping all night. I've got all these to go here, and I'm on my last one. I thought, well, I don't want to waste that, so I'll show the class how to shape cane because I want to test out the video capabilities of Blackboard. Here we go. So this is a straight shaper. You can see the number 1 on the end. This is my personal Fox 1 shaper. We have a Fox 1 shaper in the Bassoon studio, in the read room. And it's got a little, so you see this. The thing that's really interesting about straight shapers is they have this curve here. And you have to put the curve of the cane in line with the curve of the shaper. Then you try to center it. When you feel like you've really done a good job centering it, you can squeeze down with your fingers, check it, and kind of move it around a bit, and then tighten. Oops. Okay. See, it's kind of getting off center. That's because I'm looking at the camera and not looking at the shape. So I'm going to tighten down in the middle, tighten down here, and hopefully I'm right in the middle. If they did the job correctly of gouging, then the piece of cane was centered on the gouger, and I want to get my cane centered in the shaper. The good thing about shaping with a straight shaper is I shape before I profile, so I don't have to worry about it matching up with a spine. If you use a folding shaper, which I have one somewhere, probably not handy, you can profile first and then fold over so that the spine's in the middle of the shaper. I find that really dulls your profiling blade because you're profiling a lot of extra cane. If you think about it, if I had to profile this whole piece, look at this cane that sticks out that I would profile and waste my energy profiling that just to cut it away when I shape. So I generally don't advocate using a folding shaper unless it helps you to use a shape that you wouldn't otherwise have access to. I would say if you really decided you really liked a folding shaper, you could get somebody to make a straight shape version of it. I believe Justin Miller at Miller Marketing has done that for all the Rieger folding shapes. All right, I'm pretty much in the center. It's sort of hard to tell in this camera, but here we go. I'm going to slice one long even piece. I'm not trying to do specific shapes yet. So what I eventually do, this is kind of hard to see, I need a camera person, is I will kind of start towards the middle and cut away little bits. I'm trying to not go all the way down to the shape because that can cause you to tear a grain and then pull it off, and it'll actually protrude into the shape part, thus rendering your shaper less effective. Like the whole point is we want it to mirror this shape. If you accidentally grab a grain that runs into the inside of the shaper, then it won't adhere to the outside. So you want to take off little bits once you've removed the big outside excess piece. So I'm doing a little bit at a time. Now, this shape has sort of a hourglass kind of effect. It gets a little wider towards the back. You'll find that with a Fox 2 shape, that effect is even more pronounced. So I want to start, when I get close like this, here at the tip, shape to the throat and stop, and then turn around and come back the other way. So we're going to try that. Taking off little bits at a time. Sometimes you may even have little fingers that kind of stick up like that. That's fine. I don't want to go through and cut them off because I'm going to come back the other way and make them meet up in the middle, right at the narrowest part of the shape. Now I'm doing some cutting here that I would never do. See how my fingers are here and I'm cutting towards my finger? I would never do that. This is so I can show it on the video. I always try to turn it so that I'm pulling away and at no risk of actually cutting myself. But for now, this definitely makes things a little easier for the video. As you see, I'm getting it right up again. You can even kind of hear that sound of metal on metal. Now I'm using a wallpaper knife. These come with these little blades that little sections break off. I don't utilize that. I actually slide the thing all the way out, and I like the blade is really flexible. That helps me adhere to the side of the shaper once I get really close. Okay, so you see this other side has not been taken down all the way. I'll probably do one more slice where I see if we can. We're going to take kind of a bigger outer piece off, but I'm not going to go all the way to the shaper. Don't want to do that. Now that I'm getting closer, I'll start taking those little swipes at a time. Till I get to near that throat, and then I'm going to turn it around and pull it this way. You see the little fingers I'm making, cane. I'm not worried about cutting them all the way off. I want them to meet in the middle at the waist or the throat, the narrowest part of the shape. And then now that it's really close, I will go all the way out. I'll repeat this on the other side in order to get this nice shaped piece of cane.